Sa gulo ng mundo, kaliwat ka ng isyu. Itaga mo sa bato. Andito lang ang magiging gabay nyo. Kasama ang iba't ibang kilalang abogado. Tuwing 1:00 hanggang 3:00 ng hapon. Araw ng Sabado. Itaga mo sa batas! Itaga mo sa batas! One DJ Cheenee. DJ Cheenee.
Know your rights, know your defenses, and fight what is right.
Walang maaargabyado sa taong may alam sa karapatan nito. Itaga mo sa batas! Itaga mo sa batas! Dito lang sa 95.9 Max News Fm Gensan. Itaga mo sa batas with DJ Cheenee.
Hey! It's Saturday special. Sa wakas, Sabado na. Sabado na, Itaga Mo Sa Batas with DJ Cheenee na. Nag-Max Capsule and VY Max ka na ba? Wow, sana nga. Ayan, anyway, Max Capsule everyday, take it 3 times a day. With Max Capsule, siguradong lalakas ka to the max. Alright, and I guess I have to remove my mask na lang. Parang hirap yata ako magsalita. Okay, anyway, ayan. And syempre pa, VY Max Coffee mix with Tongkat Ali, ang kapeng pampalakas, anumang oras. We're live na po tayo sa ating page. It's 95.9 Max News FM Gensan. At makikita nyo po kasama natin ang ating mga special guests. Alright? Ayan, makikita nyo po yan. At wag na kayong makontento sa radyo lang. Kasi kung sa page kayo, 95.9 Max News FM Gensan, makikita nyo na ang ating mga nagagupuhang guest this afternoon. At the same time, mapapakinggan nyo pa yung discussion, diba? Ayan, pero syempre, seryosong discussion ito, but we will throw some random questions. Ayan, pero syempre, relevant naman ang mga questions, at ready naman siguro yung ating mga bisita ngayon. Okay, but hey, Itaga Mo Sa Batas, it's been a long time. Kasi nag-special Saturdays tayo last December, so this time, 2022, umpisahan naman natin, mag-alternate kami. Itaga Mo Sa Batas, special Saturday, and then Itaga Mo Sa Batas again, and the like, alright? And this time, ladies and gentlemen, we have our special guest here. We have Gerard Wang Jr. and Ryan Omar Reyes. Hi! Hi sa inyo.
Hello.
Ayan, okay. Good afternoon. Kumain na ba tayo?
Yes po.
Okay naman. Nag-lunch naman tayo. Can we just make it closer siguro sa microphone? Alright. Okay. Meron naman siyang lapel. Ayan, sa'yo na yan. Solong-solo mo yan.
Sige, thank you po.
Ayan, si Gerard, can you introduce yourself? Where are you connected? Tapos, anong year ka na ba sa law school? Kasi they are both law students, ladies and gentlemen. Kasama natin. Otherwise, syempre, wala sila dito sa Itaga Mo Sa Batas kung wala ding walang knowledge about law. And this time, so Gerard, would you like to introduce yourself first?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, good afternoon, DJ, and good afternoon to our listeners. I am Gerard Oliver Wang Jr. I am currently a 4th-year law student, taking up my Juris Doctor at Mindanao State University College of Law. And by profession, I am a teacher.
You are a teacher.
Yes.
What school?
Mainly at Stratford International School.
Okay. Anong subject, sir? Sir.
Well, I mainly teach business law. Aside from that, philosophy, Rizal, history, and other social sciences.
Oh, history, Rizal. Don't you find it boring?
Well, my students find it boring, but of course, a person has to make a living, so
Wala
Yun
tayong
na lang.
magagawa
Wala.
dun. Okay, so you're into 4th year law school. Ayan. So, last batch ba ngayon na mag-50? Wala nang 5th year? 4 years na lang?
Actually, DJ, we are the last batch of the 5-year curriculum.
So mayroon kang 1 year to go pa, no?
Yes, may
Alright,
subjects pa po.
okay. And what about Ryan, Omar, Reyes?
Hello, DJ Cheenee, and also to the...
Parang mahina yung boses niya, Mark. Ayan, can we make it siguro yung closer sa'yo, yung lapel. Ayan. Okay, go ahead.
I would like to greet good afternoon to all the listeners and also to DJ Cheenee. And I would like to thank in behalf of my Brad, Gerard, to thank you for this opportunity to talk here in your radio station.
Ayan. Medyo mahina pa ba? Mahina pa ba, Mark? Boses niya? Medyo mahina-hina pa konti eh. Ayan, okay.
Normal voice of DJ.
Modulation pa yan.
Yan. Sige daw.
By the way, I am Ryan Omar Reyes. Just call me.
Ganyan na lang siguro natin kasi medyo talagang hindi ako satisfied sa volume ng ng lapel. Alright, okay. Sige.
My name is
Yan.
Ryan Omar Reyes, and I'm also a teacher by profession. I teach at Trade High School. I teach the subjects mostly are social sciences subjects. And also I am a 4th year law student. Gerard is my classmate.
Classmates. Alright. So, buti na lang at you didn't almost quit. Kasi you're into 4th year na and then pero tapos pandemic pa, no? And but you are both teachers pala. So mga sir, ready na ba tayo mga sir? Okay, we will have just maybe a spontaneous conversation, and I'm the student here and our listeners are the students here. Ayan, I graduated my Juris Doctor in law school 2017. But I guess this ang topic natin is pumasok na introduce I guess in the year 2019 sa revised corporation code, right? Sa RCC So mukhang hindi ko siya naabutan yung revision. Okay, so 2017 na ako nag-graduate. So 2019 siya na-introduce. This time we're going to discuss about the one-person corporation. So it's one-person corporation sa mga business-minded persons dyan, mga they are into business, mga small entrepreneurs, mga I mean mga ordinary entrepreneurs o kaya starting up beginners pa, mga papasok pa sa business. Ayan, ito po dapat malaman po natin. Ito po yung pagkakataon para maging knowledgeable tayo about business, about corporations and the like. So we will find out kung ano ba itong mga pros and cons nitong one-person corporation or OPC, one-person corporation. Can we differentiate what is the one-person corporation between the one OPC and the sole proprietorship? Can we just maybe konting lang topic lang discussion konti sa pagbabalik po natin. Okay, so ano bang difference nitong sole proprietorship and OPC, or what is a corporation per se, 'di ba? So kasi 'di ba sa common people, they won't really absorb that thing na corporation. Okay, so we heard about corporation, pero ano nga ba talaga tong corporation na to? Okay, so much more kung ano tong one-person corporation. So, ano nga ba itong mga pros and cons? Maybe liability concerns, tax concerns, and also kung ano bang mga requirements na kailangan para para makaregister ng one-person corporation. Okay, so magbabalik po tayo ang lahat ng yan sa discussion po natin sa after commercial break and one song. Then we'll be right back with Sir Gerard and Sir how would you like to call you? Ryan na lang or Omar?
Ryan.
Sir Ryan. Okay, sige. Sir Ryan and Sir Gerard. Alright, so we'll be right back just right here. Baka mayroon pa kayong babatiin muna. Just invite your classmates listening or watching right now. Sige, go ahead. Dahil meron na pala, ang dami na pala. Okay, I'll let me have them. Shahana Ramirez. Wow, bagong kupit si Sir Gerard. Nagpagupit talaga siya para dito sa guesting, radio guesting niya. Okay, is it the first time to do a guesting sa radio? Hindi
Actually,
naman.
yes po, DJ. I thought you were gonna ask me kung first time ko ba magpagupit. But normally kasi hindi ako clean shaven, so it's a special
okay. So you used to have a mustache or beard?
Due to the stress of law school, walang time mag...
Okay. So this time, nag-ahit talaga. At bagong gupit si Sir. Diba nga? Poging-pogi naman. Okay, we have Kurt Vencer also. Hello po, Sir Gerard. Student niyo po ako. Ayan. Sir, mamimiss ka po namin. What do you mean by that, mamimiss? Okay, watching from Dubai, UAE for the love. Wow. Si John Lloyd Cross. Cross as in cross. Bakit nasa Dubai na siya? Di nagiging guest ko din yan siya last time last year. Okay, si Fakria sa Madalan Abdul, pa-shoutout po. Yeah, she used to be my guest also. Ayan, April Rose Aguila, same with April Rose watching here. Go Sibs. Ayan, Lorenzo Sar, daw be live recitation sa akong mga classmates. Daw be live recitation sa akong mga classmates. Now guys, if you have some questions, you may just comment down below the live stream. Okay, kung meron kayong questions about sa ating topic na one person corporation, sige, babasahin po natin yan. And then meron po tayong exclusive text line sa ating programa. Ayan, it's 0975-079-6020. Again, 0975-079-6020. Okay, si Lorenzo Zar, what's this one? Borer? What's borer? Ayan, Fakria as well. Hello, thank you for watching. Ayan, so share this live stream now at mamaya po mamimigay din po tayo ng 25 pesos instant load. Ayan, depende sa anong question ng ating question of the day para manalo po. Just share first the live stream to qualify your answer. Okay? So, magbabalik po tayo as usual. Sige, baka batiin nyo na yung gusto nyong batiin muna kasi mamaya smooth sailing ang discussion natin. Go ahead.
I would like to greet yung mga students ko din sa Trade High School. I wish you are doing well with your modules. And also sa mga co-teachers ko sa trade, please watch this episode sa radio ni DJ Cheenee.
Ayun. Okay. And Sir Gerard?
So, I would also like to greet my students in Stratford International School and of course in doctors. Kumusta na ba kayo? And also, I'd like to greet all my classmates and especially to my fraternal brothers and sisters in MKP and also to my girlfriend, Karen Tosino. I hope you're listening kahit may klase kayo. So, sige lang, i-off mo muna yung cam mo para makalisten.
So, all support si GM. Maybe ma-excite siya makita ang bagong gupit at bagong ahit niya ni Sir. Okay, anyway. So we'll be right back. It's 1:24 now. This is still DJ Cheenee sa ITAGA Mo Sa Batas on a Saturday special right here sa 95.9 Max News FM, General Santos City.
A few moments later.
Now we're back on our track sa ITAGA Mo Sa Batas on a Saturday afternoon, mga kamax. Ayan, hindi po magiging sayang ang pakikinig po ninyo sa Max FM dahil mayroon po tayong matututunan dito. Malay nyo naman, ma-apply nyo to, lalo na sa mga nagbabalak mag-business o kaya yung mga businessman na ngayon. Okay, at gusto nilang maging one-person corporation ang kanilang business mismo. Ayan, okay. Well, it's 1:36. That time check is brought to us by Cordapoy's Lechon House. And I would like to maybe speak first. Ayan, si Sir Gerard ba o si Sir Omar? Sir Ryan? Si Sir Gerard. Ayan, so do the, maybe just pull that. Okay, ayan. Sige, Sir.
Okay, so good afternoon again to the listeners and to DJ Cheenee. So our topic to be discussed today is mainly the one-person corporation. Isa siyang bagong salient point ng ating revised corporation code na kung saan magkaiba siya sa other corporations in a sense that it is mainly incorporated or established by one person or one stockholder, no? This was or yung main reason why the legislators raw, if we look into the commentaries, is in making the concept of the one-person corporation is mainly to encourage mga small and medium enterprises, small businesses.
SMEs.
Yes, SMEs.
Yeah.
As well as to keep up with the times, because in other countries, since we are trying to invite foreign investors, we are trying to keep in touch with the different business developments with regards where most businesses are distancing themselves from sole proprietorships and moving into the concept na tinatawag natin na one-person corporation.
Ayan. So, mentioning about sole proprietorship, ano nga bang difference between the two, sole proprietorship and the one-person corporation, Sir Gerard?
Well, mainly, there are marami kasi siyang differences if we look into the technical side. But if we dissect it na parang to make it more easier, the sole proprietorship is still composed with one person, but it does not have the protections that a corporation or a corporate entity may offer. For example, in the case of creditors, yung mga liabilities, yung mga utang natin, which is natural when we put up a business. The protections that we can avail under a sole proprietorship are limited to what is given under the law. But if we look into the one-person corporation, there are more protections, because you are mainly trying to prove na there is a separate yung personalidad mo sa corporation mo.
Alright.
And also the fact that your corporation is adequately financed. Hindi yung ginagamit mo yung corporation mo para iwasan yung mga debts, yung mga liabilities, tax obligations. So, yes, there, with regards to legal protection and legal safeguards, mas safe pa rin yung one-person corporation kaysa sa sole proprietorship.
So, in short, the sole proprietorship, merong hindi siya protected sa kanyang liabilities. Parang ganon. So, pero sa one-person corporation, limited yung kanyang liabilities. So, there's a protection, parang ganon, Okay, so, yeah, that's one of the special features ng OPC. Okay. Pero, di ba, ang sole proprietorship kasi easier kasi siya. Yung mga nagbi-business, so, ako lang naman to, magbi-business, so sole proprietorship, wala namang ibang mga requirements na kailangan pa other than maybe tax and or kung ano lang yung mga requirements, licenses, permits, di ba? Yun lang yun, no? Okay, pero itong one-person corporation, although it's not really that easier to register or to maybe put up a one-person corporation, pero mas ano siya. Parang sinasabi mo kanina na it's a separate legal entity. Yung corporation from the person per se, or the businessman or the owner, So kung merong mga liabilities itong corporation, ang hahabulin yung corporation lang, hindi yung mismong may-ari. O kaya kung may mga assets and kung wala ng assets itong corporation, so hindi pwedeng mananagot naman yung person lang, 'di ba? Kung mababankrupt yung corporation, hindi pa nanagutan mismo nung may-ari. So, korporasyon ang mismong mananagot sa liabilities. O kaya ihahabulin ng mga creditors. Yung parang ganon. Tama ba? Okay, so inano ko lang sa in layman's term para mas maintindihan din ng ating mga listeners. Okay, so go ahead, sir.
Okay, so another salient factor is that sa ating revised corporation code, since it is called a one-person corporation, yung kailangan lang talaga is only one stockholder to establish or incorporate the corporation. Tsaka na lang mag-a-add ng ibang tao kapag na-establish na yung corporation, or in the case na i-convert mo na from a one-person corporation to an ordinary corporation, because it is mainly focusing on that one person or the incorporator. So, yun. May dagdag ka ba?
So, okay. Pwede kong pasok lang ako, ha? Interrupt lang ako. Ayan. Yung sa one-person corporation, so, isa lang talaga. Isang tao lang. Although, we are, syempre, ang isip natin corporation, may mga board of trustees, mga board of directors, may mga stockholders, 'di ba? So kung one-person corporation, mayroong isang stockholder lang, ikaw lang 'yon. So ikaw lang ang president, ikaw din at the same time ang sole director, ang sole stockholder, ganyan. Okay, so ano nga bang difference ng ordinary corporation from this OPC. Okay, go ahead. Para lang ano natin, malatag lang natin dun sa ating mga listeners.
In OPC kasi, although there is one or single stock holder, at the same time he is the board of director and also he is the president, but it will not prevent him from hiring employees to become the treasurer, to become the corporate secretary. So in that corporation, the thing being referred to as one stockholder, one person, is only the stockholder but not the officers, because officers can be hired by that person. But their obligation or their responsibility is only limited to that what is stated under the employment, being just the officers. While in an ordinary corporations, it may be composed of one or more than more persons, and these persons must own stocks in that corporation. And
is there a specific capital stocks or what?
Let me help.
In the OPC,
wala, di ba?
DJ, wala.
Wala.
There's no
Oo,
minimum,
sa OPC.
stock
But
for
the ordinary
corporation.
corporation must have,
Yes,
yan. Okay.
That is general rule, no? In OPC, there is no maximum or minimum stock. But unless otherwise provided by law.
Yeah, there is this exemption.
exceptions, yes.
Okay.
For example,
What do you think is the exemption
for
anyway?
example, in labor code, which requires a corporation to have a certain percent, for example 3 million, so that requirement should be met by the OPC.
Ayun. But most of the time naman, the usual is no minimum requirement. Okay. Alright. Okay, so yun na yung difference niya. Okay, so what about yung other special features ng OPC na to na dapat ma-convince yung ating mga dati sole proprietorship lang, tapos gusto na nila mag one-person corporation? Okay, go
Clarify
ahead.
the points earlier, yung kanina, na why would we shift to OPC? Kasi in an OPC, you will create a corporation, a juridical entity which is separate from your own personality as
Ayun.
an incorporator.
Ayun yung
Single-
liability na
yes.
sinasabi
So
natin.
there
Oo.
is what we call the doctrine of limited liability there.
Yeah, okay.
For example, a corporation will engage into loans and then suddenly it could no longer pay the loans. The properties of the corporation or only the properties of the corporation will be liquidated. It will spare the personal property or the separate property of the single stockholder.
Ayun.
So, ibig sabihin, protected yung kanyang personal property.
Correct.
But again, that is the general rule. That single stockholder should prove that there are two requisites before he can avail that protection.
Okay.
First is that he must prove that the corporation has an adequate or adequate finances. And the second one is he must prove that the properties of his corporation is separate from his own properties.
Okay.
So once he proved those 2 points, then he can avail the protection.
Ayun. Alright. Okay, so talking of liability concerns now, okay. Are we done with the liability concerns or can we proceed to what about taxes concerns? Ayan, ano bang difference nitong taxes concerns, or would you like to discuss about taxes or let's just have that separate topic? Okay.
When it comes to taxes, OPC would avail a lesser taxes as compared to other ordinary corporations. Like for example, under the law, when the net income is 8 million, an ordinary corporation would have a 35% tax. But in an OPC, they will only have 30%.
30%.
Yes. So there's a difference of 5%.
5%.
So therefore, it would be very advantageous that there's a shift from an ordinary
Corporation to
the
OPC. Okay. So, may it be sole proprietorship, ordinary corporation, pwedeng mag-shift into one-person corporation.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, how to register and what are the requirements needed, by the way? So, kasi mukhang kung sole proprietorship, tatatlo lang, parang ganyan lang yung mga requirements. Bakit pa kailangan mag-shift ng OPC daw? Ayan, kung madami naman palang ano. Pero liability concerns, yun na nga na-discuss natin, mas may protection siya. Mas protected yung kanyang personal assets and from the liabilities and creditors and the like. Okay. But this time, ano nga bang mga requirements para magpa-register nitong
Just like
OPC?
in any other ordinary corporations, an OPC would require the articles of incorporation.
So kailangan pa ng articles of incorporation just like the
Yes.
ordinary corporations. Okay.
The only difference is that in OPC, it may no longer require the bylaws.
Wala nang bylaws. Alright.
It's not required.
Okay.
If the corporation, the OPC would see it fit for their business to have the bylaws, then they may have so, but it's not required.
Okay. Hindi siya
prerogative.
mandatory.
Yes, parang
Okay.
prerogative ng stockholder to have bylaws. It's
Okay.
not required.
Ayan. So, if there's an article of incorporation or articles of incorporation, so there must be board of directors as
Yeah.
well sa
Yes.
OPC?
In an OPC,
Di ba kasi may pwede
the board
namang
of director
sole
is
ano
also
lang siya?
The
The
single
single
Siya na
stockholder,
mismo.
and also the president, because
Ah.
the president under the law is required to be a member of the board of directors. And since
Siya
there's
lang
only
naman
one
isa.
person, he's
Oo.
also at the same time the president.
The president
director.
and the
And the
director
director.
at the same time.
Yes.
And
Also the stockholder.
And that person, the sole owner, can also appoint herself or himself as the treasurer.
The treasurer.
Right?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yung
Okay.
limitation, yung isang limitation lang dyan, DJ Cheenee, is that he cannot appoint himself as the corporate secretary.
Ayun, hindi corporate secretary but pwede ma-self-appoint niya as a treasurer. Okay.
But when he appointed himself as a treasurer, he needs to file a bond with the SEC.
Ayun, may bond.
May bond siya
Okay.
filed doon.
How much would that be? Do you have any idea, sir?
I have no idea.
Okay,
But,
sige. Basta
it would
there's a
depend,
bond.
no?
It is just for the faithful
Compliance?
Yes, faithful
Ayan.
compliance and to ensure the SEC that he will faithfully do his duty as the treasurer and comply with the requirements as provided by law.
Alright.
So that's the second requirement of that he will file in written an application that he will honestly take care of the fund of the corporation.
Okay.
And to the he is not allowed to become a corporate secretary because a corporate secretary has the duty to notify the SEC in case of the death of the stock of the single stockholder.
Okay.
So it would be impossible if he being the single
director na, the
stockholder
president.
will die, could no longer report to the SEC the death.
So that person must appoint or must hire a secretary, a corporate secretary. Ayan. So talagang separate yon. Pero talking about when in the event na mamatay o kaya incapacitated siya, so meron siyang tinatawag na parang mag-substitute, di ba?
Yes, substitute or called as the nominee or the
Nominee.
and the alternate nominee.
Yeah, alternate nominee.
Which names are written in the articles of incorporation together with the consent of these nominees.
Okay,
So in
okay.
case of the death or incapacity of the single stockholder, then the nominee will take over.
Okay.
But his authority will be limited also to that of the single stockholder.
Ayan. At kung ano lang naka-indicate sa articles of incorporation. Okay, so for example, eto mag-asawa, etong isa may business, yung Mrs. Okay, so in the event na mamatay siya or maging incapacitated, can can she declare as an alternate nominee yung kanyang husband? Ma-indicate ba siya sa articles of incorporation na yung husband niya? Does that be, kailangan bang related or not necessarily na wala naman sa batas na bawal? Or wala namang naka-indicate
Under the revised corporation code, walang prohibition doon because yung main role of the nominee and the alternate nominee is to manage the affairs of the corporation until ma-identify yung legal heir of the single stockholder. So if the nominee is also the legal heir, so there would be in practice, kung i-apply natin sa reality, mas smooth yung transition from the incapacitated or dead na single stockholder to the legal heir or the person na nominate niya as the nominee.
Kesa naman complete stranger ang maging alternate nominee. So might as well yung mo na, yung spouse mo na o kaya kapamilya mo na, 'di ba? Oo. So maganda ang magiging smooth nga naman ang transition.
Actually, there is a technicalities to be followed. When the death of the single stockholder occurs, the corporate secretary has 7 days to inform the SEC of the death, and then the nominee will now take over.
Okay.
But his yung kanyang pag-take over will only be effected until until mahanap yung legal heir. So the law on succession also will be supplemented, will apply supplementary.
Okay. Ayan. Even na naka-indicate na siya yung alternate nominee sa articles of incorporation, kailangan pang hanapin pa yung whereabouts ng legal heir or what?
In the absence of the condition written in the articles of incorporation, well, then it will be the legal heirs because it's a property. A corporation is a property by the descendant.
Yeah.
So the law on succession
will be applied. Alright, okay. Just in case of walang naka-indicate doon sa articles of incorporation. Okay. But I thought it's gonna be mandatory to indicate the alternate nominee. Hindi naman. As long as it's articles of incorporation pero parang mandatory ba na maglagay ka ng alternate nominee just in case na okay.
Yes, it's
meron
required kasi.
Required siya, 'di ba? Oo.
Corporation.
Meron bang numbers na required na numbers of nominees na kailangang ilalagay or pwede nang isa lang?
The law requires a nominee and an alternate nominee.
Okay. A nominee and an alternate nominee. So in case the nominee becomes incapacitated, so ito namang alternate nominee yung papalit. And if both and that's the problem of the businessman. Okay, anyways. Well, meron pa tayo. We still have 5 minutes more to go to discuss before we shift to another second hour. Kabilis lang ng oras. Mag-aalas-dos na pala. Okay, so aside from that liability advantage ng OPC, one-person corporation, okay, ano pa bang ibang advantage na mako-convince natin itong iba na from sole proprietorship or ordinary corporation ma-shift into OPC? Ano pa bang other special features niya? Pros niya, mga pros.
Well, ang isang pros dyan, DJ Cheenee, is that the OPC is more inviting to foreign investments. Yun ang isang feature dyan.
Okay.
I know na with the sole proprietorship, may mga limitations under law with regards to foreigners. But of course, yung mga limitations sa ating constitution when it comes to yung percent of equity pagdating sa corporations, for example, sa media, public utilities, and other corporations, yung percent of ownership of Filipino, yung Filipino First Policy pa nga, it will still apply to the OPC.
Ayun.
So, with regards to the percentage of equity, so ma-apply man din yun. But, in a sense, yung rationale kasi ng bagong feature na OPC is that mas ini-encourage niya yung foreign investments.
Ayun. Okay.
And
Would you
also,
like to add something, sir?
It is enshrined in the Section 2 of Article 2 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. The it recognizes the role of private the roles of private sectors.
Oh yeah, private sectors. And by the way, there are actually exemptions na hindi pwedeng mag-OPC, right? Okay, so we will discuss that when we come back. Ano? Okay, kasi I guess parang yung mga professionals na, di ba?
Lawyers,
To practice,
CPA.
lawyers, hindi pwedeng mag-OPC. Okay. But anyway, so marami tayong i-discuss pa talaga mamaya. So, it just reminds me anyway. Okay, so aside from yung liabilities na protection, so hindi requirement na magkaroon siya ng board of directors kasi siya mismo ang director, okay, president and the like, and pwede siya ma-appoint, self-appoint as a treasurer. Okay, so aside from that, ano pa ba? So kailangan pa ng lalagyan ng suffix na OPC ang kanyang
Yes.
pangalan.
Yes.
Under or after the name.
Alright, under or after the name. So for example, Wang Corporation, tapos meron pang may suffix na OPC. So kailangan lagyan talaga or under the name. Okay. Wala pa tayong nakikitang ganun, no?
Wala
So
pa.
far, wala pa.
Bago yung concept.
Yes, kasi 2019 lang siya na-introduce tapos nag-pandemic pa. So parang just so tiring to process all the papers and all. Okay, pero mas convincing siya na ordinary corporation siya mag-shift ng one-person corporation. No? Mas convincing kasi walang capital stock na walang minimum authorized capital stock
Yes.
na
Provided
requirement.
that the number of stockholder will only be one.
Yes, will only be
Or
one.
just in an ordinary corporation which has 5 stockholders,
Yes.
one stockholder shall own
Mm-mm,
the other
mm-mm.
stocks.
Ayan.
So there will only be one.
Yeah, kaya nga one-person corporation. Okay. Alright, so anyway, and a minute more to go, mag-aalas 2 mga kamaks. Don't you worry, at bibigyan pa natin ng air to breathe ang ating guests. Okay, so when we come back, we will discuss more about the one-person corporation, and kung meron pa kayong mga katanungan, ayan, just maybe comment down below the live stream. Okay, hi to Nike Pingol Serato. Go Karen Maykes Yatosino. Oh, who is that, Karen? Okay, Shelon, Jasper, Nikinto, Pogi. Oh, sinong Pogi dito ang dalawa? Okay, hello, Cheenee. I'm listening, watching po. Thank you, Cindy, Elido, Nico Mondellano, ang mga Lodi. Okay, kilala nyo? Okay. And then we have, nawala siya, Mark. Asa na yun, Mark? Ayan, pabasa muna, Mark, sa baba. Sa baba muna. Ayan, si Ronald Arisgado, Jao, Lodi Oliver, ikaw na to. May MP pa dira. Ano yan? Alright, anyway. Minsan, si Attorney K. Aviles. Kamusta atong hormones? Kamusta ang ating hormones diha, Karen? May ganyan. Who is Karen, the girlfriend?
Yes po.
Alright. Okay, sa baba pa, Mark. Ayan, nabasa ko na siya. Ayan. Hi, Attorney K. Aviles. Thank you. It's MKP Law Hour, by the way. That is why. Alright. And hi to you, Karen Maykes Yatosino also. Would you like to say hi to the newly shaved? Okay, Jonathan, Diana Pacong, also hi to you, Bet Chai. Classmate na mo
classmate.
na.
Si
Yuhu! May ganyan. Hello po. Ayan, shout out Lods, also Simon Laure. Okay, ayan. Thank you for watching. Sa mga estudyante ni Sir Gerard at ni Sir Ryan, ayan, may points daw kung manonood kayo. May additional points. Or ganyan. Okay, anyway, so magbabalik po tayo for the second hour. Ang bilis lang. Okay, just right here, stick around sa ITAGA Mo Sa Batas, still with our special guest, Sir Gerard Wang Jr. and Sir Ryan Omar Reyes. So, do hang on only sa 95.9 Max News FM, General Santos City.
A few moments later.
All right, now we're back on our track on a Saturday, ITAGA Mo Sa Batas. With me still, DJ Cheenee and our special guest, Gerard, Sir Gerard and Sir Ryan. Okay, and back to them. Sana ba tayo nag-stop? And, Okay. Wala namang so far questions sa ating text line, ano. I guess naintindihan naman nila. Okay, they're still maybe absorbing everything na ipasok natin sa mind ng mga listeners this time. Okay, but well, siguro pagdating ng araw magiging very common na itong OPC na to, one-person corporation, kasi bagong-bago pa lang talaga siya na-introduce nung I guess sometime in February 2019, right? Sa revised corporation code. Okay. Anyway, so sino bang hindi pwedeng maka-form nitong OPC or one-person corporation? Kasi hindi lahat pala ng businessman o kaya, ay, eto, may sarili akong business, ano naman ako ganito, ganyan. So, nami-meet ko naman yung mga requirements na sinasabi. Pero, bakit may mga exemptions pa pala? So, sino ba ang mga ito? Yeah, Sir Gerard, go ahead.
So, under sa revised corporation code natin, may tinatawag tayo ng mga exceptions under the law, yung hindi pwedeng maka-establish ng one-person corporations or banks, quasi-banks, insurance companies, for example, publicly listed companies, and GOCCs or yung government-owned or controlled corporations.
Okay.
Kasali din dyan yung mga for example, yung mga partnerships to practice a certain profession, for example, yung law firms, accounting firms. So hindi nila pwede i-convert yung partnership nila into a one-person corporation because there is more than one partner for example, in yung case ng partnerships, there's more than one partner.
So for example, kayo, pagdating ng araw, tayo, magkakaroon tayo ng sariling law firm. Alright, so can we form or establish a one-person corporation? Mukhang kasama talaga tayo at kasama talaga mga lawyers by profession, ganyan, ano, na hindi pwede.
Hindi pwede.
Hindi talaga pwede.
The law expressly states na prohibited talaga yung persons in practicing a certain profession are prohibited from establishing one-person corporations.
Okay.
Actually, hindi talaga siya pwede. When such corporation is used to practice the profession.
Alright.
Profession,
Yes,
like being
yes.
a lawyer, being an
Yeah.
accountant. But it would be different if the purpose is not for the practice of the profession.
So for example, you're a lawyer now and then you have your separate maybe restaurant. Business na hindi mo naman pinapractice yung profession mo dun sa restaurant. So that restaurant of yours could be registered as one-person corporation. Kasi hindi naman pinapractice yung profession mo doon. So, it's a different story, Okay, so yun yung gustong sabihin ni Sir. Tama ba? Okay. So, iba namang usapan kung may, halimbawa naman kasi ang iba, mga lawyers nga, pero hindi naman, maraming pang mga business yan. Something like that, diba? So, kung hindi naman pinapractice ang profession niya doon, so it's not applicable naman yung exemption. Okay, so other than those persons na nag-exercise ng profession nila, mga banks, So, okay, sabi mo GOCCs, mga government-owned and controlled corporations. Okay, what else? Financial institutions, Hindi rin pwede.
Kasi these banks, quasi-banks, etc. would fall under the restriction of the SEC because it involves the public interest. And once it involves the public interest, since they are accepting deposits, there are many laws like the banking laws that would govern it. And
correct.
It involves public interest.
Yeah.
So, when it involves public interest, it requires that 20%, at least 20% of the board of directors would be an independent director. So, since basically OPC would only have one director, then that would technically not allowed.
Yeah. So, it's not really, obviously, not applicable, Kasi kung OPC, hindi nga required yung capital stocks, may walang ganun. So, ang bangko, meron talaga dapat, Okay. Other than those, ano pa ba? Public and public, maybe companies?
Yes, public listed.
Example.
Public companies. For example,
Publicly listed companies, right?
Listed companies. And aside from that, yung tinatawag natin na yung government, either it be chartered or a non-chartered GOCC, hindi talaga yan siya pwede because there are more than, syempre sa OPC isang director. So titingnan natin yung business structure ng mga GOCCs na yan. It cannot be feasible.
Yeah. Obvious naman.
Kasi yung beauty of law may logic talaga yung
Correct.
ano.
Oo. Okay. So, yun yung mga exempted.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. And what else would you like to discuss, sir? Kasi by the way, the one-person corporation, kasi di ba ang corporation may limited existence, right? Unless otherwise, may renewal pa, may mga etc. But this one, the OPC has this perpetual existence, right?
It is perpetual existence.
Yeah.
Unless it is provided otherwise in the articles of incorporation. For example, when the single stockholder would limit it to 50 years, then such article of incorporation will be followed.
Oh yeah, okay. But kahit na mabankrupt pa, etc., itong OPC, 'di ba, may perpetual existence
the
pa.
SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, has guidelines and has required these corporations, not only OPC but all the corporations, to submit reports annually. And the failure to submit these reports would declare the OPC and other corporations as something that does not follow the non-compliant. Yes.
Okay. The non-compliance of which talagang matatanggalan sila ng lisensya from the SEC.
If it would happen 3 times within 5 years, then their registration will be revoked by the SEC.
Okay, so same with the ordinary corporation and the OPC. Okay, so they have to submit annually.
Yes.
Sa SEC. Okay, sa SEC. Okay. Ng kanilang, kung if there are changes of articles of incorporations, mga board of directors, kung may changes, pero or sa ordinary corporation yun. Ayan, okay. But, alright, and the like. So, it's almost the same sa ordinary corporation, na may, they have to comply sa guidelines ng SEC. Okay,
financial reports.
Financial reports and all. So, magiging madugo. Ayoko na lang.
Din yung doctrine of tolerable compliance, yung say may compliant, talaga magko-comply talaga yan sila because the SEC through yung tinatawag nating police power still has the power to regulate yung mga OPC as long as also in the same case of ordinary corporations. So yun, subject talaga yan sila sa state regulation.
Ang maganda lang talaga sa OPC, you have your complete control ng business, unlike sa traditional corporations. Kasi maraming stockholders
board of directors.
Yes, so yun lang yung maganda doon sa OPC. Para wala nang gulo kasi sometimes magulo na pag may mga
Decision.
Yes, when it comes to decision making and all, lalong-lalo na kung may magiging insolvent na yung corporation, kanya-kanya ng mga and dami ng mga galit na, etc. Okay.
Kanya-kanyang takas ng mga assets kasi
correct.
Insolvent naman yung corporation.
Oo, ayan. Pero talagang more complex na talaga tong OPC, kung tutuusin, than the sole proprietorship. Kaya yung iba talagang sole proprietorship na lang. Pero yun lang, hindi sila protected pagdating sa liabilities. Ayan. So, kung ma-bankrupt or maging madaming mga liabilities or mga creditors na mag-go after sa company, so ang yung sa sole proprietor na yan ay talagang pati assets niya makukuha din. Yun yung disadvantage. So they will go after your assets na rin as a sole proprietor. Kahit utang pa yun ng kumpanya. Ganyan. Okay. Yun lang yung talagang disadvantage.
Even if deficient yung personal property mo, said ka na masyado, still the creditors would still be holding the bag. Kung para naghihintay pa na mabayaran.
Oo, ayan. Okay, sige. Naku, i-confiscate ang mga ganito,
Yes.
ganyan mo, etc. Okay, so yun lang yung disadvantage sa sole proprietorship. But, pero tax-wise, parang mas magaan ang sole proprietorship sa pagbayad ng taxes.
Yes.
Kaysa din
Discussed
sa OPC.
Earlier kanina, nasa 35% yung binabayaran nung ordinary corporation.
Sa corporation yun.
As compared to OPCs, na talagang binabayaran is 30% lang.
Pero mas maliit pa sa sole proprietorship. Diba nga? Kaysa sa OPC, i-compare. Ang OPC to ordinary corporation, yun ang mas advantage yung OPC. Pero pag okay, so we'll just discuss about it. Let's just leave the taxes and all kasi nakaka-tax din. Nakaka-tax ng mind ng taxes and all. Okay, ayan. Anyway. Alright. So, what else would you like to share about one-person corporation? What about the documents? How to register? What are the steps to do? Do we have to file for an application and submit the articles of incorporation to SEC? Mga ganyan ba? Ano bang mga steps and all?
The very first requirements, of course, to submit the articles of incorporation. Under the articles of incorporation, it should contain the names of the incorporators. In the case of OPC, the name of the incorporator, the stockholder, the address.
Yeah.
Now, in case, and also the names of the nominees and the alternate nominees.
Yeah. So it's all
And also
really
the,
required,
yes,
ano?
and also the written consent of these appointed nominees.
So kailangan may consent.
Yes, kasi
Okay, alam nga
malilista
naman
mo lang
lalagay
siya
mo lang dun, lilista mo lang dun, Gerard, Wang, and Omar, tapos wala kayong kaalam-alam, walang consent from you guys. Okay, so you must seek a consent from the nominee and the alternate nominee. Okay, so kasama yun sa application sa SEC. Sabay lahat ng mga papers and documents. So it's really complex. Okay. And then,
Also,
what else?
You may or may not have your bylaws because
Hindi na kailangan, di ba?
hindi na kailangan,
Bylaws.
hindi na required
Oo.
kasi mahal rin magpagawa ng bylaws.
Oo nga.
Time consuming. And of course, I have asked a lawyer kung magkano ang paggawa ng bylaws sa kanya. Sabi niya sa 30,000 daw.
30,000.
paggawa ng bylaws. So,
Hindi naman kasi din madali talaga.
and since it is no longer required,
So, mas advantage.
advantage to para sa mga maliit na mumuhunan talaga.
Oo.
30,000 pesos.
Kasi naman, kaliit-liit pa lang ng kapital namin, tapos hingaan niyo po kami ng bylaws and all, di ba? Parang pa.
Also, there is no maximum or minimum
Requirement.
capitalization.
Yan, ng capital stocks. Okay. And then, what else?
Also, conversion of an OPC to an ordinary corporation and vice versa. Let's start with yung conversion of an OPC to an ordinary corporation. Sabi say nasa OPC ka na and then
Nagbago isip mo, mayroon ka ng mga kasama na
there are many possible reason kung bakit nako-convert. Halimbawa, pinagbenta mo yung shares. So, ibig sabihin, from
marami na
being
silang
one stockholder, magkakaroon na ng
iba-ibang
pa.
stockholders.
So, ang gagawin
Alright.
dyan is that they need to file change in their articles of incorporation.
Okay. Okay. So, they will now shift to ordinary corporation. Okay.
As soon as the SEC would register would acknowledge the change.
Okay.
And also another instance is that when the single stockholder will die and then there are several heirs, then it's up to them whether to abolish the corporation, the OPC,
Okay.
or to shift it into an ordinary corporation since they are already several in numbers.
Yeah, oo. Okay.
And on the other hand, doon naman sa kung vice versa naman tayo from an ordinary corporation to an OPC, syempre from several stockholders, magiging isa na lang.
na lang.
So that
Yan
will
ay as
happen.
long as nakuha niya lahat ng shares
That will
na.
happen kapag nabili niya.
Yeah, oo. Okay. Ayun. Pero sa panahon ngayon, I guess more likely marami nang may stockholders sa isang business. Parang minsan ka na lang makakita ngayon na may sole talaga na sole in charge of its operations and all.
For yung SMEs talaga.
SMEs,
maliliit pa sila. So they would opt to register it as a corporation.
Corporation.
One-person corporation.
But it really takes time, to go, prepare everything.
Actually, before we forget, a natural person could have several OPCs under his name.
Alright. Different business.
Yes.
Yeah. Kasi one business, hindi naman pwedeng may restaurant ka, may boutique ka, tapos isahin mo na lang ng articles of incorporation. Hindi naman pwede. So different siya. Isa-isa OPC.
Pwede, as many as that person.
Okay. Walang
could have.
limitations
Walang
naman nun.
limitation.
Okay. Alright. And what else? Wala na tayo halos na-discuss na ba? Do you mind discussing about the filing fees? Or do you have how much is the articles of incorporation or maybe may mga pa kasi mga tawag ng mga FIA
For sure,
application
there's a fee,
fee.
pero
Oo.
we're not
Very
yet,
minimum lang minimal lang siya parang hindi naman siguro ganun kamahal. Oo, I guess depende siguro sa
So I guess those who are willing to register, they could go to
the
SEC
SEC.
Sa SEC na lang sila. Oo. Okay, and more topics about that maybe in the future magkakaroon ng mga may mga amended or mga revisions and all, or kaka-introduce lang kasi talaga kaya hindi pa siya absorb talaga ng mga businessmen itong OPC na to, yung one-person corporation. That's the main purpose kung why we are discussing about it right today, para mas maano din kahit papaano ma-absorb ng ating paunti-unti lang. At least meron na tayong background, may knowledge konti about one-person corporation. Okay. Here is the result now of Swartres Lotto Draw by PCSO. Biglang pinasok kaya napasok na. Result of Swartres Lotto Draw by PCSO as of January 8 as of 2 p.m. It's 587. Congratulations to Tumaya. Ayan, tumataya ba si Sir? Si Sir. 587. Ayan, nanalo na ba? Alright. Anyway, hello. Idol gyud na ako ni silang duha. Ang 120 case digest. Kaya himuon sa isa ka adlaw. Kaya kuya mo memorize og tunga sa libro sa duha ka oras. Ay, grabe na yan, Lorenzo Sar. 120 case digest. Ayoko na yan. Gumraduate na ako niyan. Ayoko na yan. Naka 9 sign pens nang naubos sa isang gabi lang. Okay. Confident yan sila sa tax law. Forte nila yan. Oy, buti sinabi mo, hindi na dapat pala natin in-ignore yung taxes.
Talaga kami kay attorney kay attorney Don.
Si Sir Don pa ba?
Si Sir Don
Valenzuela. Ayan. Hi, Sir Don. Kumusta? Bakit ayaw mo mag-guest dito? Okay. Go Brads, Obesis Raiden. Ayan, go Brads. Sa taas ba dyan, Mark? Baka meron pa akong na-skip na basahin. Okay, wala na. Okay, anyway, thank you. Hanggang ngayon ba, kahit pandemic, pinapasulat pa rin ng case digest?
Yes.
Talaga, no?
Actually, kahapon nag-submit kami ng requirement namin sa
Yung bang, yung blue na ledger? Pupunuin ng case digest? Okay, sige.
Ledger para sa sariling consumption.
Anong subject itong sinabmitan niyo?
Evidence.
Attorney Vencer?
Judge Mesa.
Okay, hindi ko na naabutan si Judge Mesa. Attorney Vencer sa akin sa evidence at saka si Attorney Man. Hello. Teacher niyo rin? Professor niyo rin sa Attorney Man? Okay, anyway. Sige, would you like to greet your professors maybe or your students as, your teachers by profession din naman?
Sa mga professors namin, hello sa inyo.
Okay.
We are very excited.
Wag mo masyado kaming pahirapan sa exam.
Bakit may exams? Upcoming
exam na
exams?
next week.
Okay. Good luck.
Actually, this interview is very timely. This is very timely kasi one person corporation is part of our
Exams.
final exams that
Oh.
will be happening this Monday na.
Di master na master nyo na.
Tuesday.
Di hindi na, parang nag-review na rin kayo dito ngayon.
Kagabi lang namin binasa.
Pero at least na-absorb pa kasi if we discuss about it, mas lalong ma-absorb, mas maintindihan. Okay, so perfect nyo na yan. Diba?
Doon na part.
Oo, doon na part.
Sa
Okay, doon na
ibang
part.
topic, parang-
Alright, okay. So, hi attorney, thanks din sa iyo, Attorney Kay Aviles. Thank you for also recommending these two souls here. Okay, and I hope this won't be the first and the last na maaari ding pagdating ng araw din magiging lawyer na. And, by the way, the bar exams also is now
approaching.
is fast approaching. And January 21st.
Yes.
Bakit hindi nag-start ng first Sunday, no?
Memorandum na
Circular.
from 8 subjects, usually
Okay.
ginawang compact na yung 4 subjects.
4 subjects
which
na lang.
will be taken in 2 days.
What?
Sunday and Tuesday.
Sunday and
23
Tuesday.
and 25.
So no more 4 Sundays.
No more 4 subjects.
For
So-
now.
For now, just for the pandemic
Yes.
That's why
process.
we have a t-shirt.
Wow,
Actually, promote-
it's very advantageous,
Yes, we have a t-shirt.
Okay.
We have a t-shirt
Ah.
with the print, the best bar ever.
Best bar
We
ever.
declare it as the best bar ever.
Kasi
Or
2 days na lang siya. Parang hindi na mo prolong yung iyong agony. Wow,
And then
it's very... Dapat nag-take
effort
na
in
lang ako.
writing.
Okay.
The effort in writing is lessened, di ba?
Yeah.
Dalawang
Tapos
araw
4 subjects na lang. Kinompak na yung 8 subjects. Okay. Ayan. Wow, very pala, dapat nagpa-register na lang ako. Dapat nag-apply na lang. Hindi, okay. Okay,
Baka
walang
meron pa
time din
next
to
year.
review. Wow, good for Chief Justice Leonen. Ayan, good luck sa lahat. Pero sad to say kasi 'di ba usually pag mag-bar exams, lahat ng mga may support talaga ng mga per school, 'di ba? Yahoo, halos hindi ka na makadaan sa dami ng tao.
Actually, meron pa rin, pero limited.
Limited na siya kasi may social distancing na and
Mostly
all,
on
'di ba?
social media.
Kukunti na lang. Oo.
Support.
Pero sige, go, kaya natin yan. Okay, go MSU once. Alright. And of course, dahil we're almost done with our topic, ayan, that's why, ito na yung mga chika-chika na lang namin. But we have something for you guys. Ayan. I know, hindi sapat itong bibigay namin sa inyong pagpuyat sa pag-review kanina. At saka pag-share ng knowledge ngayong hapon na to. Dito sa ITAGA Mo Sa Batas, we have something for you. A gift certificate mula sa Mama Noski Salon changes your belief in beauty worth 1,500 free hair treatment. Alright. And then we have also a certificate from Beauty and Lash Facial Center. Wow, signature facial with diamond peel. Okay. And then we have a Max mug mula sa La Forteza Advertising Services. Ayan. And then a sample coffee of VY Max Coffee since ayan ang kapeng pampalakas anumang oras. Ayan. So makaka-addict to. Ayan, babalik kayo. Babalikan nyo to. Okay, ayan. Available naman sa La Forteza Pharmacies yan. And same with you, Sir Gerard. Thank you so much. Okay, and also we have a certificate of appreciation. Ayan, Christian Media Management and 95.9 Max News FM Gensan presents a certificate of appreciation to Sir Gerard Oliver S. Wang Jr. for sharing his invaluable time and knowledge as a radio guest lawyer, nakalagay dito, one-person corporation in ITAGA Mo Sa Batas with DJ Cheenee, 95.9 Max News FM Gensan. Given this on the 8th day of January 2022 in General Santos City, signed by me and in behalf of our station manager, Sir Mel Charmones, and our, of course, bossing, Madam Marites La Forteza Mones. Ayan, Sir Gerard. And same certificate of appreciation to Sir Ryan Omar Reyes. Ayan, and Yeah, that's something to, remember. Kahit pa paano. At nabinyagan na kayo sa inyong first time radio guesting.
First talaga.
Ayan, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge sa aming lahat. Ayan, and maybe next time again? For another topic later, Ayan. Good luck sa exams po ninyo. Ayan. Meron ba kayong mga babatiin? Go ahead. Oy, ma'am, na ay kapeng pampalakas ang anong oras daw, Karen. Ang VY Max daw, pinaparinggan si Karen, Miss Karen. Oo, pang ano yan pang, Sir John Paul Lugares, ibalik si Sir G sa Stratford. Oh, hello, hi Sir John Paul Lugares. Ayan. Oy, masarap yung painumin mo rin si Miss Karen yan. Mr. Gerard. Sir Gerard. Ayan, si Miss Karen, I'm sure magugustuhan niya yung VY Max coffee. With Tongkat Ali and Horny Goat Extract. Take note of that, Horny Goat. Okay, anyways, 2:41 ng mga kamax. And the time check is brought to us by Cordapoy's Lechon House. Still with me, DJ Cheenee. And thank you so much, guys, mga sir. Okay, and your greetings, go ahead po.
Thank you very much sa Max News FM Gensan 95.9 for this wonderful opportunity.
Ayan.
Kami makapasok kami sa studio sa station nila.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, and yes, I would also like to thank Max News FM for also giving me the opportunity to share kahit pa paano yung knowledge namin pagdating sa topic na ito, and of course to Sis Attorney Kay Aviles for the opportunity na to have our first media exposure.
Yeah.
So, and of course to you, DJ Cheenee.
Thank you din so much for, gracing our program this afternoon. And MKP. Ayan, MKP. There is always an MKP law hour sa ITAGA Mo Sa Batas. Ayan. Okay, hi Sir Miss Daisy Ann Ina Malumpong Odango. Hello daw Sir Wang. Ayan. And also si Karen Hoy, gatanaw akong mama. Ay, ganyan. Okay, anyway. Nako, foul na yan. It's 2:42. Si Miss Karen ba also into law school?
Yes, she is currently a second year law student.
Second year. Okay. So, ang kasal pag both lawyers na ba? Ganyan? O pagkatapos graduation? Or
Kailangan malalaman ng
okay, anyway, sige. Basta wag lang kalimutan ako. Invite. Okay, anyway, 2:43 now. Wala nang nakalimutan. Thank you so much. And so guys, at least we have a knowledge background about the one-person corporation. Ayan, under the revised corporation code. Alright, so just do stand by. Hang on, the music continues right here sa 95.9 Max News FM Gensan. ITAGA Mo Sa Batas.